This is about to be the UK's cheapest electric vehicle. Proper car. It's not a quadricycle. It's not a mini weird looking thing. This is a really actual good electric car that I personally recommend you consider if you live in the United Kingdom. They're coming very soon. They already sell quite well in Europe. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Sam Evans. I'm the Electric Viking. There is one reason why you may not want to consider this car. It is made in China. Now, it's called the Dacia Spring. Sounds very European, a little bit like MG. Sounds very English. While neither of them are, of course, most electric cars now actually are made in China. In fact, more than 60% worldwide. This is one of them. It already sells very well in Europe. I'm going to guess most people in Europe don't know where it's made. Probably don't care either, to be honest. So what else do we know about this vehicle? Well, the Dacia Spring EV has around 190 miles of range, and it's going to launch in the UK within the next 6 months, probably about the start of 2024. But it won't be the current version. It'll be the new updated version, which looks significantly better than the current version in a number of different ways. Dacia first started European sales of the Spring, one of the best-selling electric cars in Europe, in 2021. And it's been quite a big hit. More than 120,000 orders have been placed since launch, and it helped Dacia increase its global sales in 2022 by 7% year on year. Dacia says that while the Spring has been purchased most often as a household's second car, it is the main means of transport during the week for 90% of the multiple vehicle households that own one. So in other words, people buy these as a second car, and then they're kind of like, well, actually, I like driving this car, and actually I don't drive that far most of the time. I mean, most people really don't. So it ends up becoming their first car. Their second car ends up becoming their first car. Their first car becomes their second car, probably because it's powered by gasoline and you've got to go and fill it up with petrol and diesel, and it's expensive. When it launches in the UK, the Spring will be the market's cheapest electric vehicle. As I mentioned before, carscript.com says in France it costs 17,000 euros. That's a really good deal. That's the equivalent of 14,700 pounds or 18,900 US dollars. Those figures will probably increase a little bit for the UK. As you guys know, there's some kind of wacky UK tax for all things cars, but it should still be pretty cheap, and cheaper than the Smart EQ for 2, which it's much bigger than, by the way, which starts at 23,000 pounds or 29,900 US dollars. Now, keep in mind, there are some other EVs coming as well. BYD Dolphin, that might be cheaper as well. Cheaper version of the MG4 that's coming. So it's going to have some competition. We are thrilled that Dacia Spring is coming to the UK in 2024, said Dacia's brand director for the UK, Luke Broad. It will certainly be worth the wait. It will literally plug a gap in the UK electric car market for a highly usable quality EV that won't break the bank and which makes electric vehicle ownership more realistic than ever. With over 120,000 customers already sold on the Spring's unbeatable no-nonsense blend of value, efficiency and durability, UK car buyers can look forward to an EV that's perfectly aligned to their mobility requirements and importantly is done the Dacia way. Now, I can't speak to the durability because it's only been out for, 2 years, not even 2 years. So I'm not really sure how durable it is, but in terms of efficiency, practicality, affordability, yeah, it definitely ticks those boxes. The facelifted Dacia Spring is tipped to stay true to the current model, but Autocar says it will get new light signatures, wheel designs, color options, a few small updates. Dacia is also going to freshen up the EV's interior, give it some better software, and increase the quality of the interior materials. I think there's going to be a few other changes as well. We don't know exactly what those are going to be just yet. Now, I should point out, it's made in Hubei in China. Hubei, I don't know how you pronounce it. Either way, though, it's still a good car, and there is a lot of cars made in China that you don't know are made in China. But it's really worth knowing, though, where you're buying your product from so that you can know, basically be an informed consumer. Now, there's a lot of people I see out there saying, I'd never buy a Chinese car. And then they buy a Chinese car and they don't even know it's Chinese. Or I'd never buy a Chinese product and they buy a phone that's made in China. Just keep in mind where your products are coming from. It's worth actually looking into that. Anyhow, either way, this is a good car. And I can really see why a lot of people have bought them. Basically, this is kind of like an undercover Chinese invasion when you think about it. I mean, same thing's happening with Tesla. What? Nearly 1 million cars manufactured in Tesla's China, Shanghai factory every year. But people don't really think of it that way. They just think this is a Tesla car. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.